Hello everyone, welcome to GV Radio Automation World. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to it. Please enable notification for more interesting videos. Right, today's topic is interview questions that is asked in Coforge. Right, Selenium and Java interview questions that are asked in the Coforge. Right, in Coforge we have two technical rounds, one manager, one HR round. Right. These are all I have gathered from the my friends, and I have also attended Coforge, but unfortunately I did not get through. And whoever attended, I go gathered all these questions, and answers I have collected from the Google. That's fine. Just questions I have gathered from colleagues who are attended. Right, that's fine. We'll see what are the different questions asked here. Right, then coming to Selenium questions. Right, what is the difference between implicit wait and explicit wait? Right, general question. Right, we already everyone knows it. Right, implicit wait is a global wait. It is we will apply on the driver object. Right, once we create the driver, until the driver closes, it will live. Whenever any element is taking time or not visible, implicit wait will come into picture. It will wait for the element. If it is not available, it will throw no such element exception. Right, explicit wait we will apply on a specific element, right, based on some condition, right, whether visibility of element to be clickable, alert is present, or window or frames, right, based on the some condition we will write for a particular element. Right, how to, what is the syntax of implicit wait driver dot? Sometimes interview they will ask to write the syntaxes. We must be very handy. Right, driver dot manage dot timeout dot implicitly wait, right, 10 comma timeout time minute seconds. In Selenium 4 it is duration of seconds. Right, in WebDriver wait, if we take a explicit wait, WebDriver wait equal to new WebDriver wait, we have to pass the driver and then duration of seconds. Right, we can wait until expected condition, whatever condition we want we can. Right, here visibility of element located or element to be clickable. Right, different methods are available based on our requirement. We can use it. Right, now coming to second question, how to count the number of links available on a website using a tag. Right, suppose if you want to find any tag, how to find by dot tag name. Right, tag name is it will return a multiple elements, so we have to use find elements. Right, driver dot find elements by dot tag name. We can pass which tag elements we want. Right, then it will return the list of web elements. Right, it is very important. Sometimes they will ask what is the return type, list of web elements. Right, if you want to get the size, this is the list, right, list dot size. We can get the size of it. Right, how to handle frames in Selenium. Right, frames are nothing but frames are used to divide the web page into different portions. Right, we can display whatever frames dynamically whatever we want. Right, developers will use to display, suppose they want every time different content there, then they will use the frames. Right, in Selenium, coming to Selenium, if you want to handle it, we can handle it in different ways. Driver dot switch to frame index. We can pass the either first frame. It starts from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. If you want to switch to either name or ID, if the frame has a ID or name, we can use it. Or if it don't have any ID or name, we can use the locator. We can find the locator. We can pass it. We can find the element. We can pass it. Driver dot switch to frame. If you want to switch to main content, we can driver dot switch to default content. If you want to switch to parent, we can also driver dot switch to parent. Right, we can also switch to parent frame. Right, then what are the types of exceptions in Java and Selenium? Right, what are the basically question is what are the different exceptions we have faced while automating Selenium? Right, in Java we will get checked exceptions, unchecked exceptions we will have. Right, checked means IO exception. If we are trying to read any file, we will get file not found exception or IO exception. If we are trying to read data from the database, SQL exception. These are checked exceptions. Unchecked exceptions, null pointer exception, arithmetic index out of bounds. Coming to Selenium, If any element is not visible, then we will get no such element exception. Or if we are using explicit and fluent wait, we will get timeout exception. Right, stale element. If element is no longer attached to the DOM, we will get stale element. Element not visible exception. Right, if it is a hidden element, then we will get not visible. Then WebDriver exception. If a driver is not created, a version mismatch, right, then we will get a WebDriver exception. These are the some of the exceptions commonly we will get. Right, coming to core Java, they have asked, right, what is a functional interface? Right, a functional interface is it is an interface. It contains exactly one abstract method. Right, only one abstract method can have multiple default and static methods. Right, it should have only one abstract method, and it can have any number of default and static methods. These are used for lambda expressions, method references in Java. Right, functional interface syntax is like a interface name. We can have at the rate functional interface. Right, it should have exactly one abstract method, and it can have multiple default and static methods. It is called functional interface. Right, mostly this by using lambda expressions we can create object of this. Right, functional interface by to reduce the code. Right, lambda expressions by using we can reduce the code of it. Right, some of the functional interfaces are runnable, callable, consumer, supplier, predicate. These are all right functional interfaces. Sometimes they will ask, right, what is a consumer, what is supplier, what is predicate, what is function. Right, they will ask. We have to ready with this. Right, and then they have asked what is the JDK you are using. Right, and then what are the features 11 and 17. Right, JDK 8 we know already, but JDK 11 and 17 I think a lot of people not aware of it. Right, coming to Java 11, right, what is the local variable syntax in Lambda? Right, local variable syntax in right Lambda by using right right like this, variable A, variable B, lambda expression A plus B sum, where sum equal to, right, this is the sum of the local variable syntax in Lambda. Right, string enhancement. In string class there are new methods, right, enhancements in is blank, lines, repeat, stripe. Right, there are new methods are also available. Right, strip removes leading and trailing spaces. Right, new HTTP API, HTTP client API standardized. Right, garbage collector. Right, depreciation of Nastron JavaScript engine. Previously we have this JavaScript engine that is deprecated. Flight recorder and no op garbage collector. Right, mostly these are all right. Mostly on the garbage collector JavaScript engine they have removed flight recorder. Right, sometimes they will ask, we have to remember few of the things. Right, Java 17 coming to, they have introduced a sealed classes. Right, they have introduced a sealed classes. Right, in the before class, while creating the class before class we will use sealed. Right, I am not going in depth, just a sealed classes. And then pattern matching for switch. Right, in switch case pattern matching also introduced. Pattern matching for switch. And then new Mac OS rendering pipeline, removal of depreciated applets. They have removed applet and security manager APIs. Strong encapsulation of JDK internals. Right, these are the some of the JDK 17 features. Right, what is the difference between a throw and throws? Right, coming to exception handling, they have asked what is the difference between throw and throws. Right, throw is used to throw our own, right, throw a exception. Right, if we want to throw the exception, we can use right, how to use it, throw new, right, create the exception or existing exception. If you have existing action object, you can throw object name, or we can create and throw the exception also. Then immediately it will stop the execution. Throws, declare that in a method header. Right, it is throws, we will use it in a method header. Right, what is the throws purpose? We intimate the caller function to handle the exception. Right, throws is intimate the caller function to handle the exception. In the method signature we will write it. It will does not execution, it will not stop execution but enforces exception handling. Right, if you want to use, suppose this is the age, if it is less than 18, he is not throw, we can throw the exception by using throw new illegal argument not eligible for vote. Right, throws keyword. Right, whenever we are handling checked exceptions, mostly we have to handle throws in the header section. What are the common design patterns? Right, they will ask, they have asked one question on design patterns. What are the design patterns you have used in the framework? Right, mostly one is singleton. Right, we have different types of design pattern. Creational design pattern. Creational means object creation. Right, a singleton, mostly, right, we know singleton design pattern. Right, we have to make sure that it will create only one instance. If we call multiple times also, it will create only one instance. That is called singleton. We have a factor method, right, to provide an interfaces for creating objects, builder design pattern, prototype. These are all creational design patterns. There are structural design patterns, adapter, decorator, facade, and behavioral design patterns, strategy, observer, command, template method. Right, different, any one or two you can learn, and right, in Selenium, mostly we will use one is a page object model design pattern coming to Selenium, and while creating the browser driver instance, we will use a factory design pattern, and then singleton design pattern whenever we want to create the property file object. Right, those things. Coming to Java programming interview questions. Coming to Java programmings. Right, a little bit challenging question. Right, find three elements, use sum is x. Right, what the question is, to find the three numbers in an array, use sum is x with minimum time complexity. Right, that means within a, there might be a, suppose a integer array is there. There might be a three numbers. You have to add shortest root. We have to add the shortest root, which three elements. If we add, we will get the given sum. Right, there might be another route also, but that might be a time, it will take more time, but we have to find out the shortest route to find out the sum. Right, that means what, suppose this is an array, I want 22, which three numbers if we add, we will get 22 in the shortest path. Right, we can get any three numbers means easily anyone can write, but shortest route. For that, right, we have to use the two pointer approach. Right, we have to write a two pointer technique we have to use. This approach, what sometimes they will ask complexity. What is the brute force means? Right, brute force means each element we can add, right, another two elements and we can see the sum. That is the brute force. Each element we will add to next two numbers. But O of n square, this approach, right, two pointer technique will take a O of n square time complexity. Right, that means two loops. O of n square means we are using two loops. Right, here what first we have to sort the given array. Right, just a high level I will explain. Right, right, question you have got it right. Three numbers we have to add so that we will give one integer array sum. We have to find out which three numbers if we add this sum will come in the shortest route. Right, first sort the array, and then we have to take the to right, loop it for integer I to n minus 2, right, up to n minus 2, because we have three numbers. Right, if we calculate up to end, we will get a, right, index out of bounds up to n minus 2. Right, and then we have a two pointers will be there, left pointer, right pointer. Right, we have to take left is I plus 1, right is n minus 1, until we have to iterate left minus right. Then we have to add three numbers. What is a array of I? That means 0. Right, 0 index. Left is what, 0 plus 1, first index. Right is last index. First two are starting positions. Right is the last position. If sum, whatever sum we are passing, right, here we are getting sum equal to target, whatever we are passing. If it is equal, just return it. Right, return the return that else, right, if sum is less than target, that means target is whatever we are expecting, target sum is greater than whatever we have added, then increase the left position, we have to increase it. Or if it is sum is right, the target is less than the sum, we have to decrease the right position. Right, right, simple code only, but we have to understand the logic. Right, by using this we can find out which three numbers with the least number of times we can find out that three numbers. Right, then one more question. Right, one more question. Get right here question is get employee list with salary greater than 50k. Right, we have a employee list of employees whose salary is greater than 50k, grade is a, greater than a. Right, salary is greater than 50k, grade is greater than a, using Java streams. Right, first we should have a one employee object, we can create the employee object, then add some employees to the array list. Right, we can add some employees to the array list. Right, then how to, right, achieve this using the filters, that means using streams basically. Right, using streams. Right, okay. Now, right, they have asked a question like without using if condition. Right, without using if condition, how to filter the employees. Right, by using streams. Right, what we have to stream, employees dot stream, that means we are iterating one by one employee. Stream means filter. Filter, what we need to condition. Right, here anything we can give any variable name, lambda. Right, whatever variable name we have given, that one, employee dot salary should be greater than 50,000 and employee dot grade should be greater than a. Right, once it is filtered, again we have to collect to the list, collect collectors dot to list. Right, once we stream it, right, one by one employee, filter, and then collect again to list, it will return the list and print it list. Right, right, like this we can use the streams concept to filter it. Right, filter, collect, and for each print. Coming to TestNG questions, right, how to implement retry mechanism. Right, how to implement retry mechanism, we can use the iRetry listener interface. Right, iRetry analyzer to, whenever test case is failed, I want to automatically retrigger it. Right, question is like a, how we will re-execute whenever test case is failed. Right, by using iRetry listener. Right, we have to implement, create our class and then implement iRetry listener interface. Here we have a retry method. First count will be 0, max count, how many times we want to retry, 3 times. Suppose count is less than, in the retry method it has I test result, we can get right. Suppose if count is first time is 0, is less than max, right, is less than 0, less than 3, so increase the count plus plus, return true. Right, true means it will re-execute it. Right, if test case is failed, then it will execute. Right, we have to add one more condition here, result if test case is failed. Right, then otherwise, right, if it is executed, if it is pass means we have to stop it, return false. Right, if it is less than max, then we have to return true, it will execute multiple times. Then in the test case, right, we have to write on top of retry analyzer what is the class name, retry analyzer class. Or otherwise we can use the, right, it is difficult to add in each 100 test case means it is very difficult to add on each test case. Right, we can use the listener concept, we can, in the TestNG file we can add listeners, listener class name, retry listener. Right, then one more question is how to achieve cross browser execution. Right, I want to execute cross browser means I want to execute my test case on different browsers like Chrome browser, Edge browser, right, Firefox browser. Right, how to execute, by using the, we can take the help of TestNG file and then we can pass the parameter. For first tag I want to execute in Chrome. Right, second one Firefox, we can send the parameter And then in the test case, coming to test case, before test, I just while creating the driver object, we will get the @ parameters, and then browser. What is the key we have given here? Browser, right? Browser it will come, right? We have to take here setup as a, right here parameter Chrome browser string browser. This is optional. That means if you don't send, by default Chrome. Optional means what? If you don't send, it will take a Chrome. Right? If it is a Chrome, it will create the Chrome driver. If it is a Firefox, Firefox. Right? Like this, we can achieve cross-browser testing. Right? Coming to framework level, right? How to execute test cases in parallel. Right? How to execute? We know we can take the help of the TestNG. We can use the right in the suit tag. We can use the parallel either methods test. We can use the parallel or thread count. If we want to execute thread count, we can use a combination of parallel and thread count. And, right, did you implement any reusable utility classes in the framework level? If you have added any reusable components, you can tell what are the reusable components we have added, right? Like Excel reading or property file reading or JSON file reading. Right, we have created reusable method to handle the elements, right? Like this, whatever you have created, we can explain those. And CI/CD, right? They will ask, did you right involved in Jenkins integration? Do you know how to execute from the Jenkins? Right, that is a basic question they will ask. Or how to schedule the job, right? Do you know how to execute from AWS? Right, in CI/CD mostly these are the questions. Do you know, right, Maven commands? Right, what are the Maven commands you have used, or Git commands you have used? Right, these are the things here. Right, they have asked how to set up and Jenkins, right? How to set up? Mostly in the companies we will not do any setup. Admin team will take care of it. But just they will ask, do you have knowledge or not? Right, we have to download the Jenkins.var file, right, and install the plugins. We can install the plugins, and what are the plugins we required here? Git plugin, Maven plugin, right, HTML plugin, and then we can integrate with the Git, our repository with the in the. Then we can create. We have to install the Maven, and we have to given this path to the Jenkins. Right, then create. We can either create the freestyle project or pipeline or Maven jobs. Right, any job we can create, whatever you can learn, any one job creation, either freestyle or pipeline or Maven job. Right, we can create, we can give the Git repository URL, right, from where we need to, we have to tell to the Jenkins from where it should take the code. And then clean test, we have to give the goals. Right, and the post build section we can publish the reports. Right, those are the, if you are using a pipeline means, right, if you know the pipeline, you can learn, right? Just explain the, I have created a pipeline, right? Jenkins job by using pipeline. We can explain what are the stages you have, right? What are the stages we will have. And Git commands, if they will ask any Git commands, right? We can explain what is the different commands you have used. Git clone to get the code from the repository, right? Git fetch, Git pull, Git commit, Git push, Git branch, Git checkout, right? Git merge, Git stash, Git reset. These are the different commands, right? We will use in the Git. And coming to SQL, how to find second highest salary, right? This is the most of the times we will observe this question. Right, here we will find out how to find select distinct salary from employee, order by salary descending order. Right, we can find the distinct salary from employees, then order by salary descending order, limit 1, offset 1. What it will do? Order by salary descending means it will sort the salaries in descending order. Right, descending order means suppose 10, 9, right, like that. I have to find ninth, right? Second highest means 9, 10, 9. Then here we are doing limit 1, offset 1. That means what it will do? It will skip the highest salary. Offset 1 means it will skip the first one, then it will fetch the second highest, right? Like this, based on the second highest or third highest, right, we can keep the offset. Coming to manual testing, right, the difference between smoke test and regression testing, right. Right, smoke means what? Basic set of tests to check whether the software is stable or not. Right, to verify critical functionality of the testing. We will cover only major functionalities. But in regression testing, what we will execute all the previous automated test cases to make sure that everything is working fine. It should not break because of current code changes. It should not break the existing functionalities. Right, then requirement traceability matrix. Right, right. A requirement traceability matrix is a document that map requirement with the test case. What it may requirement traceability means, right, whether we are for the given story, are we covering all the test cases or not. Right, RTM is we got the one requirement. We will map all the test cases. What is the for this requirement? What are the test cases we have automated? So that in future, right, we can from this document we can verify whether all are covered or not. Right, ensures that every requirement has corresponding test case. Helps in identifying missing test coverage used for tracking the requirements throughout the test lifecycle. Right, here we can requirement one. What is the requirement description? What are the test cases? Right, then what is the agile methodology? Right, if you are working with that agile, right, agile is basically what develop software methodology focus on iterative development, collaboration and adaptability. Right, continuously we will implement features. Right, it will be based on 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks or 1 month. It will be iteration will be. Right, agile in agile we will have a scrum. Either we can follow scrum or kanban. Right, then API we did not get anything. Managerial round question they have asked how do you handle test data management in automation. Right, test data management. Whether you are maintaining in, you can explain how you are maintaining, whether it is in Excel or JSON or right. We will maintain Excel. Right, some of the things are property file. Right, like username, URL, DB connections. Right, those are all in the property file. Test data, test case requires test data. We will maintain in the Excel or JSON. Right, can you explain reporting mechanism? Right, if you implemented a extent report, you can tell how you have implemented extent report, or you can tell Alluri reports means Alluri reports. Then have you worked with parallel execution? How did you implement? Right, if you are worked with parallel execution, then tell by using TestNG we have achieved it. Right, we can tell that. Coming to HR questions, we can have a provide the details about your academic and work experience. Right, what is the expected CTC? Right, why Coforge? What makes you different from other companies? How soon you can join? Right, these are all the basic questions. Right, right. Some tips are we must have hands-on practice. That means syntaxes we have to write, we have to learn. Right, must. And framework is very important. Framework definitely they will ask what is the framework, what is the structure of it, what are the different components, and CI/CD they will ask, and logical thinking. Right, Java questions we have to practice it. Right, behavioral questions. Right, these are all we must know. Alright, if you like my video, please subscribe to the channel, enable notification for more interesting videos. Please comment in the comment section if you need any doubts or any suggestions. Please share to your friends. Please like the video. Thanks for watching.